So here we are. This is the newest, the 2016 version of the video, just to make sure everybody can see it. So what we're doing is we're doing the payment calculation for an installment loan, like a house payment or a car payment. So if you remember in class we did this, you could actually just do the thing from class, but I'm just doing it again so anybody needs another example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slightly different. I'm going to make it so you can change the balance or the loan amount, I guess. Loan amount should be the amount of finance. So I'm going to put that. That's just a label, and then we're going to actually do a home loan here instead of a car loan. But you just put the car loan amount in instead of the loan. Instead of the house loan. Okay, then we've got, what else do we have? We have the payment that we're going to come up with. We'll put that there. I'm going to say $1,000 a month, just to see what happens. Okay. And then we have, well, I'll still do a car. I'll just do a more expensive car. And we'll do a payment of $700 a month. Okay, then you have interest rate, which is the yearly interest rate. So we're going to use 7%. Actually, let's use 7%. And then we have balance after. I'm going to pick something different. I think yours is 48 hours, but you're going to do after. So you're going to do after 48 hours. I'm going to do after 52 hours. So you have to just make sure, not hours, 52 months. So you'll do 48 months. You'll have to figure out how to change it. I'll give you an idea. Okay, so we don't know what to put there yet. We're going to find the cell that's associated with that. Okay, so those are the things we're going to be able to change: the loan amount, the payment, the interest rate, the balance after 52 months. Okay, so then we're going to have a column which is the month. We're going to have balance. We're going to have payment. We're going to have interest. And we're going to have the excess. And we start off at month 0 when we buy the car. So I enter 0, I enter 1, I highlight these two cells, see a little box in the corner. I just drag that down. I'm going to drag it down until I get to like 70. We're only going to go down, either down to 48 or to 50, whatever. I'm going to use 52 months, but you're going to use 48 months. Okay, so the balance, I could just enter that amount, but I'm going to make it so I make the change here, and it'll automatically make the change there. So what you do is you go equals, and then you click on cell B1. Now I could use a F4 and make a $sign, but I'm not going to, that's going to get changed. So I only need to have it correct in the first entry, so that's going to be fine. Okay, now, so you buy the car, and then you wait a month to make your first payment. So we're not going to have anything in these spaces. Now, in the payment space, we're going to have this cell, $700. So what we need to do is click in cell C4, go equals, click on cell D1. So this is equals D1. We're going to put a F4 so that number doesn't change when I copy the equation down. So $700, I'm going to click on the cell, grab the corner, drag it all the way down to the bottom. 62, 3 months. Okay. So that's the payment. Now the interest, we're going to pay interest on this balance that we started the month, which stays the same for the whole month. So the interest is the balance, the previous month's balance. We don't put a $sign or anything because that's going to change. That's going to be incremented. We multiply that by the interest rate, which is right here. But we want to use that same interest rate. So we're going to push F4 to make $F, $1, and we're going to divide by 100, convert that to percent in decimal form. So I should get 7% of $25,000. Well, actually, I also have to divide by 12 because I need to change it to monthly interest rate. So that's the yearly interest rate. So you have to divide by 12. So you can see the number is $143.88, 83 cents. Now, if I pay $700 as my payment and I only owe $145.83, then I'm going to have some money left over to pay the balance, reduce the balance. So I'm going to take the excess as the payment, equals payment minus interest. And it's going to be like $550 approximately dollars. Okay, now that excess amount that I paid, it's not really excess, it's more than I need to just keep up with the interest. So then what we do is we go over to right here into the balance column and we say equals, click on the previous cell above, which is 25,000, subtract the excess, which is in this column, this cell, E4, push enter, and you see the balance has been reduced by this much. Now at this point we actually I think we can just copy everything, because if you look at the equations, this one's going to update, it'll change it to B4 and E5 when I copy it to this cell. If I go over to interest, the only thing that's not changing or incremented is the interest rate. But the B3 is going to become B4, B5, etc. And this is only based on stuff in the current row, so everything should be good. So I did copy this already, but I'm just going to copy these 4 cells. So I click on the first cell, I drag until all the 4 cells are highlighted. Then I grab the corner, that little plus sign, I drag it all the way down to the bottom. And I get to the end. So you can see this here's a negative number, which means that obviously it's going to take less than the time needed. Now this is where you're going to do something slightly different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the 52nd month, which is right here, and I'm going to reference that cell when going back to the top of the page. You'll go to 48 instead. Okay, so we don't do now. We go up to here. It says balance after 52 months, which I think you'll have 48. So you say equals. You'll go down to 48. I go down to 52. That's the number, not the row number, but the number that's in the first column. So I've chosen 52, like that. You'll choose B48, push enter. And if I go up to the top, you'll see that it gives me my balance, which tells me that this payment is way too big. So I'm going to lower it. So I'm going to try 600, and I get still negative. So if I go to 500, it should go to a positive number. Yep, so you can see it went, let's just see, this might actually help us guess what the next number is going to be. So it's plus 3,500 goes to negative 2,500. So if I went halfway, I think I would be positive, slightly positive, because this went to 2,500, which is negative 2,500, which is 2,500 below zero, and you have 3,500, which is so I'm going to choose something like 640, because that's slightly less than halfway between 600 and 7. And something's wrong. What did I do? And maybe I should have. No, I should have done 540. I was going the wrong direction. Okay, so you can see that it says that I have a positive balance, which means that, let's just choose 550, see what would have happened there. 550. No, actually, I went the wrong way. Okay, 560, slightly negative, so that means I'm paying too much. I'm overpaying, so I'm going to go to 558, which is positive, so I know it went from negative to positive, so I'm going to go 559 and I'm negative 14. So I'm not paying enough, so I need to increase that. So let's go 559.5, 559.5. Oh, went way too far. So let's go back 559.1, 559.2. I'm going the wrong direction. So let's do this again here. 559. Okay, so I need to go 558.9, 558.8. So that's getting pretty close. So if I go 558.7, it should probably become positive. Or is that the right way? No, it'll still be negative. Let's try this again. 558.8. 558.8. Okay. So what it's saying is that I've overpaid because I have a negative balance. So I need to go slightly less than that. So it's 558.78. That's right. Okay, so I'm only $1 off now. So I can go a little bit lower, 558.77, 558.77. Okay. 558.76, 558.76, 558.75. I'll go the other way. So go back up again, 558.76. Okay. So that's what that means is if I do a payment of 558.76, that I will have overpaid by 19 cents, which out of $25,000 is probably not worth worrying about. Okay, so what you'll do differently is you'll have a different number here, and you'll have a different interest rate. You'll do after 48 months, so you'll, instead of copying the result of cell B55, it'll probably be whatever the cell that corresponds to 48 months, if that's what I had assigned. I can't remember. You choose this cell instead. And then you'll just have to iterate like I did to get this to go to 0. So the balance after the specified length of time is 0. And you can always go online and just try one of the online calculators and it should give you the answer. But don't do that beforehand. That's cheating. Do this little iterative process to think about what's going on.